right, welcome back to Voice of the Veteran. I'm here again with the man, the myth, the fitness legend himself, Mr. Andrew Pap, and we are actually going to be doing an authenticity ambush. Welcome back, Pap.
Outstanding. Thanks for having me.
Do you know what an ambush is?
Yes.
Did you learn that on your gap year?
I did.
Do you know the types of an ambush?
Well, whether I don't know. I just remember we practiced getting running into an IED and getting fired when we
running into an IED. Oh,
well,
God.
not running into. I remember doing what's it called, J hooks.
J hooks.
Yeah, I think we had to stand to, like making sure someone was. I don't know, man. It was so long ago.
I had to stop now.
Stop me.
Linear area, dog leg. No.
None of that.
Have you ever been in an ambush?
No.
You're in one now.
Let's do it.
All right, mate. Authenticity. What does authenticity mean to you?
Just means whatever is you put forward.
Okay. Are you always authentic?
I would like to think I am. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable and show the things, the non-shiny things of me. So I believe that's that's the answer.
So you've never not been authentic?
No. Well, I accept myself for who I am, and if other people don't accept that, which many don't, that's not my problem.
You're always happy and smiling. Is that really you?
It is my best method of mitigating the tough times I go through, but I make sure people don't think that I don't have feelings and I'm some psychotic person who doesn't.
No, you don't. You're just always smiling, mate. Even when you're doing like a million burpees and stuff, you're always smiling, and I don't really understand how and why.
Well, one of those things is when you're in your darkest moments in training, you think how good. That was used to be like our little mantra back in the day. It was when things hit the fan, you all come together and you said, how good's this? Yeah, and right. I'd rather approach that adversity with some sort of positive notion than really sink into it and get lost in it.
You're a very positive man.
Yeah, look, mate, I mean, like it's sometimes it's more about being desperate and that's your only option.
Okay. Tell me about that. I'm intrigued. Being desperate and that's your only option.
Well, I think a lot of us haven't been desperate before. Maybe have had many options, which is great.
Yep.
And if you've got that, awesome. But sometimes you need to become desperate to really push and evolve to achieve.
You hit those survival instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. Oh, okay, I like it. What really grinds your gears? What makes you lose that smile?
What really grinds my gears? People who stop at roundabouts.
Oh, okay.
Bit of road rage coming. People who litter.
Oh, good. Okay.
And people who just aren't courteous.
Yeah, good. Okay. What sort of litter? Any particular litter? Litter from the car window? Mate, I have a 18-month-old puppy and cigarette butts are my new worst thing. I just can't believe like we all know these days how much effort it goes to find someone that sells cigarettes, to buy them, to unwrap them, to go through the process to find someone to smoke, and you can't pick up a cigarette button.
Yeah.
All right, good. That's nice. All right, that's what grinds your gears. How tall are you?
182 centimetres.
182?
Yes.
On the dot? Shit, I think I'm 181. How much do you weigh?
I fluctuate between 81 to 86 kilos.
Gotcha. Wow, that's a big fluctuation.
Yeah.
Do you worry about your weight, or is it like a fitness purpose piece? Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. You're not set on like a body weight goal, or?
I had my own issues with deriving my own self-esteem from what I looked like, because I know this is I don't know if this is like...
Because you look terrible.
No. So let me put this in context.
I'm with you, mate. Yeah.
Growing up as a young kid, I had like an athletic physique.
Can you just relax the bicep? My bicep's meant to look bigger on these things, and you're sitting there. All right.
Growing up, I got attention for looking a certain way.
Yep.
And then I started getting paid for looking a certain way. And so then I was thinking to myself, is this the biggest piece that I have to offer? And then I really drive my identity from that. And that's something that was hard to break. I was serving a sentence to and an obligation to my training, my nutrition. I would deprive myself from certain foods if I didn't do the training, or I trained till it hurt if I if I went out drinking and stuff. So this unhealthy relationship that I had to those things, even though I looked healthy, mentally I wasn't healthy.
Wow.
I didn't see what everyone saw, and looking in the mirror every morning, every night, picking, not being happy.
Yes.
That was something I had to face and find how to surpass that.
Have you got past that?
Not out of the woods, but definitely miles away from where I was. So first I put it as let's focus on performance markers,
Okay.
Which was great, but I think it was a bit more of a way to kind of, just pretend like, I am running really far, but really it might have been serving another piece. But putting my life around events, performance markers, and then realizing, hold on, I've got so much more to give than what I look like.
Yep.
And seeing that act of service, putting the attention on other people rather than the microscope on me,
Yep.
made a big difference.
Good. That's a really, really powerful point. I mean, you start off with the pretty people problems where people essentially build you up into that position. But and then we sort of measure ourselves by our physicality. I mean, you as a fitness identity would be measured by, what you look like. And it's so easy for people to focus on that. But because you have everything else squared away, the body is that byproduct we spoke about beforehand.
Correct.
I mean, I went through it myself going through the military. I was always able to win fitness competitions, doing things like that. Then when I joined Special Forces, I was like one of the youngest and fittest officers, but there were all these super smart tacticians and things like this. And I think the key challenge is to find when people then really appreciate that you need to have that education, to understand that competence in professional trade, that a lot of them actually let their physicality drop by the wayside because it's a difficult balance for one or the other. How do you maintain the balance between that physical, mental and emotional health requirement for you?
I take the emphasis off needing to be balanced, because I believe that being perfectly balanced it's not that it's a facade, but it's rare.
What is balance?
So balance, exactly. I mean, I would define balance for me, being able to take care of all my responsibilities, making sure that I feel fulfilled in what I'm doing, and I'm not disregarding any dependence or anything like that.
That your purpose is authentic.
Look, mate, sometimes my training goes to the wayside because I've got to put more time into work.
Yeah.
Sometimes my relationship doesn't have as much focus.
Yeah.
So it's where we prioritize our time. And look, you're going to go through your ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
Coming to WA is to help give greater balance for me.
Got it. I think that's a key point there, is also focusing on that longer term. I know myself, particularly when things break down mentally and emotionally, I put a lot into my physicality, and then missing a gym session or missing something or having like a party and eating bad food can really take its mental toll, really take a hit. But it's like, hey, that's one day, that's one session, that might be 1 week, in the long-term game that is, another 30, 40, 50 years to go. It's all about pacing yourself, yeah?
Well, we did touch based on net positive.
Yeah.
So 365 days in a year, 300 days are good, you're in the green.
Boom, net positive, I like that.
Don't use it to piss.
Got it. Pets, let's talk pets. Are you a cat or a dog person?
Look, I've always been a strong dog advocate, and I'm going to get a dog. But where we were living in Sydney, we only had a unit, and my wife adores cats, and her kitten died, and her cat died, who was stuck in WA, didn't come across, and the world was falling apart. So I got her a kitten, and her name's Missy.
Missy the kitty.
Missy the kitty, and mate, she's been amazing. So I now still like dogs better, but now I don't despise cats.
How does Missy think about that?
I don't care.
Loves animals.
Yeah.
Have you always grown up with animals?
Yeah. We had a German Shepherd when I was very young.
Okay.
And then a Shih Tzu, which really taught me never to get a Shih Tzu.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, the name sort of says it for me, but anyway. Shih Tzu lovers, Shih Tzu haters, please don't attack me. Yeah. If you were an animal, what would you be?
A gorilla.
Oh, silverback type or?
Just a hairy person.
Why is that?
No, I'm just having a laugh. A lot of people compare me to a gorilla. I don't know why, but I appreciate it.
Your spirit animal. What is your spirit animal?
Spirit animal. Mate, this is a fucking ambush.
It is. I can see the whites of your eyes getting bigger. That's when you engage in ambush, when you can see the whites of their eyes. No.
An ant.
An ant?
Yeah.
Wow, because they're like 10 times stronger than themselves, because they're tireless workers, because they live in communities.
They're workhorses, but they're only as strong if they work together. So realising the importance of teamwork and one purpose.
Gotcha. Why not a bee then?
A bee? Yeah, but you fucking, if someone comes across, you have to sacrifice yourself.
For a good. Well, I love the level that you went to. He's not a sacrificial bee, maybe more of a wasp. No, I don't know. What is your secret ability?
Secret ability?
That people don't know about. What's that secret ability of Andrew Pap?
Man, I don't know. Secret ability. Well, everyone says I'm always smiling and happy. Maybe it is that I've just got the ability to pep up and just put one foot in front of the other when everything says else. Yeah,
I don't want to prop you up too much, but I reckon your secret ability is that mindset you bring. It's absolutely incredible. But what's your physical secret ability? What's something you can do that not many other people can do?
I can not blink
Really?
for long periods of time. Yeah,
Really? Should we test that?
we can if you want.
How do you go with awkward silences? You blinked.
I thought we were just going through the awkward silence. I didn't know we were doing both.
Can't do two things at once. Good.
Yeah,
Good to know.
That's a weakness.
Biggest fear?
Biggest fear?
Yes.
I hate being out in the ocean and not being able to see what's around me.
Oh, good. You should have come we used to do night water jumps into Jarvis Bay, which is a tiger shark breeding ground.
Breeding ground.
And you would do it with like your bundle, and your bundle would have like a glow stick, usually like a green glow stick, and then you'd have one on your head as well. And I remember you sitting there bobbing at night waiting for the Zodiac safety craft to come and pick you up, and you just felt like a lure sitting there in the dark of the ocean. And okay, so bobbing around you're over here on the Western Australia, the West Coast now. Like they're big shark over here now.
Yeah, they're not messing around. The first weekend I came, so we got here on Thursday. Saturday we went abalone. So we went out and picking up all this shellfish, whatever, crustaceans off the rocks, which is pretty much like shark bait. But it was the previous days they were just like they spotted a 5.5 meter great white and sharks close by. So I just thought, no, I did it. Okay. But they got this thing called shark bands. I put it around my ankle, and apparently it lets off this electromagnetic signal that disrupts their senses.
After it attracts them. Have you heard this?
No.
Because the shark's like nose is this whatever receptor, and actually it attracts. When we do our ocean swims and stuff, they go out the front and back have them, and actually is more inclined to attract sharks to you, but as in keep them at a distance. Yeah.
So would I rather risk the gauntlet of just stumbling upon one and then they can just bite my leg off? Or
I'm with you. Yeah, absolutely. But doesn't the great white's like attack from below? So by the time they hit you, it's like
it actually says in the fine print doesn't do anything for great whites. How's that?
Good. Sorry.
Fantastic.
If you get taken by a shark after this, I'm going to be really upset.
Well, at least you've got the evidence. This is Heston's fault.
Yeah, mate. No. Do you take like a spear, take a hammer with you? I don't know. Some form of defense mechanism. So that's your physical fear. What's your biggest mental fear?
Losing trust in my own thoughts.
Good.
So seeing what my parents, what my family have been through when they, what they were saying or thinking or doing.
Yep.
They had no understanding of what they were doing and not being able to tell if something was real. Losing in touch with reality.
Gotcha.
That's probably my biggest fear. Okay.
What about your biggest emotional fear?
Biggest emotional fear, I guess losing those support networks, those kind of those anchors that you have. Okay.
Not being a good dad.
I'm not a dad yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are these things that worry you, that trouble your mind?
No, but I would definitely with not being able, again, if I mentally cracked up whilst having kids, dependence, that'd probably be the hardest thing to go through. Good. I've seen it myself.
But you just got to focus on what you can do here and now.
Exactly. No, I'm not living in fear.
Good. What's your biggest regret?
Biggest regret was what I shared earlier when leaving the army and what happened to my friend. Yeah. It took me a lot of years to kind of get around that.
Okay. And what have you done about it since?
I've started a charity.
Yep.
To help mitigate, to connect communities between the civilian and military population, and raise money to help fund people through different support networks. Okay,
good drills, mate. You're all over it now. We've spoken about that more, and we'll speak about that a lot more as well. Are you afraid of becoming irrelevant? Let's focus on the fitness industry. Are you afraid that something's going to come out and all of a sudden we don't need you?
Yeah, well, look, a big gearing of mine, a deep positive gearing of mine is to be of service to others. Yep. I can do that in various ways. So if Instagram shut off, if all of a sudden the fitness industry didn't need me, there's a lot of other ways to give support.
Okay, good. Can adapt and overcome.
It's the only way to do it.
How do you feel relevant?
How do I feel relevant? Just by the connections I've made through the industry, through members, through people.
Affirmation of others?
Absolutely.
Okay,
it's good. A big thing for me.
Good. Can you cook?
I can, but I don't.
Oh, who does all the cooking?
My wife. Currently, her mother. Amazing. We're staying at hers whilst the house is being built.
How good are mums?
Mums are great.
Mine's the same. She cooks for me everything that I need. What's your favourite dish?
Love a good pizza. Love a good burger.
Really? What's your ethnicity?
Greek.
Greek.
English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Pizza. It's not very Greek or English.
It's not.
Okay. Any particular pizza?
Usually get the.
Let's stick with toppings as opposed to brands to not have any copyright infractions.
I was going to say Davoli.
What is that?
It's like pepperoni. It's usually like a hot sauce, pepperoni, cheese, and olives. Very,
right.
Very
bit light on.
light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the US and had their deep dish pizza?
I have.
Oh,
I felt like
heaven.
it was nice, but the next day I just felt
Yeah, true.
suboptimal.
She heavy. It's like 10 kilos carrying
It's
to the
big.
car, eh?
Yeah.
I love pizza, but I'm the guy, like smoothies, stir fries and pizzas I love, but I want to like load it with everything so I can just be as efficient in my eating as possible.
That's good.
What's your go-to junk food or let's call it comfort food?
Love a block of Kit Kat.
Oh, really?
Lasts about 10 seconds.
Kit Kat chunky?
Kit Kat chunky bars are great,
Oh,
but they're not substantial enough. I have to get multiple bars, so I just do it in one Kit Kat block.
okay. Do you pick them off? Oh, like the block of chocolate Kit
block.
Kat, not like the little snap-off biscuit ones.
No, the big ones. So
Ah.
it's a block. They can be individually compartmentalized, and like it says on the packet, this is a sharing block. Share with people, you fatty. But I just disregard that and just bite into it.
Does that come from a childhood chocolate thing?
Nah, man. That's just my go-to if I'm gonna have chocolate. I'm not.
Would you call it a fetish?
It's no. But I'm not someone who gets caught up too much with what I'm eating. I'm someone who identifies if I haven't eaten enough or I haven't eaten enough of a certain food group in a day.
Okay.
So I understand that it's a fuel source.
Yep.
And I've got to achieve. I'll achieve my best for recovery and performance and sustainability and everything if I get X amount of food.
Do you like eating out or you prefer at home?
There's only so much eating out you can do to comes to a point where everything starts tasting the same or you just don't appreciate it anymore.
Yeah, gotcha.
So having a good mix, even if you've got the finances to eat out every meal every day, it ruins it. It ruins the experience. So I'd rather eat at home as much as I can and then you enjoy the treats of eating out.
But how does that go with like your own eating regime as far as eating? A lot of people try and avoid eating out when they're sort of at your level of performance because they can't really control their macros or whatever. Do you worry about that sort of stuff?
No, mate. Life's too young to worry about.
Wow. Said the 30-year-old. I love it.
It says exactly. I've got a lot of life to live.
I love it. I remember when I was 22 eating whatever I wanted in the mess over in Timor and my sergeant came over to me saying, you'll regret that one day. I was like, nah, I can eat whatever I want.
No, you don't know me.
Yeah, me at 35 years old.
Neck minute.
Well, look. Neck minute, mate.
I look back on photos of when I was 20 and I see how round my face was and I was like, well, that was a lot of alcohol and a lot of food.
Yeah, man. Same. Broad round face. Still here. What else have we got going on? I have a few questions from people. How many push-ups can you do in 2 minutes?
108.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that your best ever? That was a BFA standard?
No, 108 was what I achieved in Kapuka.
Okay. Jeez, it was always about the 100 club, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best.
I think, and I can't vouch for this, but I do remember doing 126. But that's true. I think it might be half-ass push-ups.
I like to see those elbow bends and extensions.
Yeah. Oh, mate, my chest doesn't touch the ground.
I had the record at 2 Commando for a couple of years. It was like 116.
Shit.
But it was a good day. Don't ask me to do that now.
116, that's great.
Mate, it was.
You know how.
But that was the challenge, mate. That was, there were 4 million push-ups that went into training for that one bespoke shoulder rounding exercise.
Yeah, well, it's so funny because.
I think you're a bit more of an all-rounder, mate, so don't worry about that.
Well, now I am. I wasn't back then. But it's funny because you lose it so quickly if you don't train it. That endurance in that amount of time, I reckon now I could probably bust out 60.
I reckon you could do better, mate. You could rest and recover pretty well in the upright position.
61?
Well, that's 61. We'll go with 61. What about your heaves? What was your old heave score? Heaves, pull-ups. What do you call them in the fitness industry these days?
Pull-ups.
Pull-ups, okay.
I think around 18, 19.
Okay, good drills. Never made the 20 club?
I don't think so.
Oh, get amongst it, mate.
What a loser.
How many burpees?
Hold on.
1 million.
1 million.
So you don't cook, but have you ever had, what's your worst cooking incident? I don't know who asked that question, but it's an interesting one.
Worst cooking incident was I put Maggi noodles with no water in the microwave and put it on for 2 minutes.
Oh, good. What was the result?
Just stinky mess. I was sitting in front of the TV going, that doesn't smell right. And another one was I cracked open 6 eggs to fry in the pan and I was just sitting there for an embarrassing and long amount of time going, this is not cooking, and realised that it wasn't on. The gas that wasn't on.
Oh, it's gas too, not just the electric one.
No. So I was just sitting there going, nothing's happening here. And I sat there for too long.
Oh yeah, room cooked eggs.
Room cooked eggs, yeah. So
okay, good to know.
Questioned myself.
That's all right. That's all right. You never did that again, did you? It left an emotional injury.
Yeah.
We've spoken about your eating regime, food regime. Talk to me about your sleep regime.
Sleep regime, actually, it's become more apparent. I mean, look, we all understand that sleep's important, but to what degree is in question? And
tell me, what's the degree to you?
Well, how do you keep someone accountable? How do you convey to someone the importance of it if it's something that they can't see? You know, I feel tired, but just have coffee or any sort of stimulant.
Very true.
You know, I'll skip an hour of sleep in the morning to go and train twice in a day because that's what makes results. Not knowing, you know, just the damage, but how far it pulls you back from recovery and optimizing performance is been quite profound since I've got a new band, wearable tech called Whoop. And I'm not plugging them at all, but it enables you to understand your sleep breakdown, the different cycles, and not only how much sleep you get, but just how regulated your sleep is. Yeah, so for some people to perform optimally and through their daily tasks, it could be 6 hours a day to 10 hours a day. It's case by case. Mate, I was running for about 4.5, 5 hours for a long time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Many years ago.
Yep.
And, you know, I was falling asleep standing up, you know, especially the output I was putting in. But I started to understand 6.5 to 7 hours was where I worked well.
Yep.
But hitting the 8 hour mark, even to 9 hours, everything has improved.
Oh, really?
Across the board.
So what's your sort of regime? What time do you go to sleep? What time do you wake up?
So I'm on Christmas holidays at the moment, but if I can get to bed at 9:45, 10, and I'll be up at 4:45 to 5:45.
Oh, you're an early riser.
Yes.
Oh, I'm a night owl. How do you do this early rising? That's disgusting.
Good
start to the day.
It is. Like I love
keep
seeing
the what's it called? Anxiety at bay.
Yeah. Look, if I can get tasks done that are a priority for me before there's any reason to say you're too busy.
Yeah, good.
That's the biggest thing.
What's the first thing you do in the morning?
First thing I do in the morning.
Get out of bed. Okay, I get it.
I get out of bed.
So more so from you a workout in the morning type person, or you meditate in the morning type person? Like what's your go-to setting the conditions for your day?
Me, I meditate.
Yep.
10 minutes minimum, and it depends on the day. 10 minutes meditation, so just breathing, whether I'm laying down or sitting up.
Eyes open, eyes closed.
Eyes closed.
Okay.
And then I move on to stretching. So it could be a mixture of mobilization, joint immobilization, or just standard stretching. Sometimes I put a coffee on, kettle on whilst I'm doing that.
Yep.
And then that will put me in a place where I'm like, yep, I'm either good to go for a run, a swim, or go and do my training. And if I can have everything squared away before 7:30, mate, it leads me my entire day. I came up with a rule for a couple of years that any time before 9 is my time.
Okay.
9 a.m. So getting up at that 4:35, that gave me a copious amount of time to do everything I wanted to.
I reckon that stretching and breathing in the morning is so important. I've actually started doing that during this Chrissy break.
Cool.
And it's just getting some movement, like helping to release whatever's going on. Otherwise, jumping straight into, because I often train first in the morning, jumping straight into some high intensity training or some gym training. Like you sort of just keep compacting your body in. I don't know.
Well, there's a few different breathing methods that you can perform, and you can see how tight and angst and locked in you are.
Yep.
Compared to the end of the 10 or cycle that you're doing, and you're like, oh my God, I was about to go and perform something. I was trying to perform at my best when I was already so tight and wound and bound. And I find if I'm doing any sort of meditation, it actually, I don't feel like I need coffee.
Yeah.
Or if I wake up, I'm like, bang, let's get a coffee going. If I go through this, I'm like, no, like having a cold shower or something. You know.
No, with you. Same. I go to the gym and sometimes just warm up on some of the cardio apparatus. It's just actually getting those big, deep breaths in, as opposed to having a pre-workout. You know, we keep looking for that stimulant motivation as opposed to activating what's already going on inside.
Well, it's the only opportunity where you're actually aware of your own breathing through the day, and that's when you can really tap into, you know, your central nervous system.
Yep.
And enable yourself to change, you know, your autonomic nervous system, where you're going to be a bit more flight or fight or rest and digest. And having that own ability and understanding that, you can just do little micro efforts through the day, whether you're driving a car, you're in an elevator. If you can understand that and you feel the importance of it and the product of that, it's incredible.
Rest and digest. That's me 24/7 these days. So we're talking about sleep patterns. You are an early riser, not a night owl. Which side of the bed?
It's changed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so...
Is this with the transition to WA?
Yes.
The different poles affecting...
Of course.
Okay, El Nino and El Nina. Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, I was sleeping. I was always sleeping. I'll stop. I sleep closest to the door.
Okay.
Entryway.
Oh, look out, protector.
And just so I get killed first.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I don't have to see Renee get killed.
Or you have to pee
it's more
first.
selfish. Oh yeah, pee first. That's
Not in the
right.
shower.
Not in the shower.
Side sleeper, back sleeper, face sleeper.
Depending on the mattress and the pillow.
Oh, Lord have mercy. The tangible variants. Okay.
Yeah. Back sleeper.
Back sleeper?
Yep.
Snorer?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Not always. Particularly bad if I'm really tired or if I've been drinking.
Drunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
That old chestnut. Oh,
Yeah, it's
nothing worse. Big spoon or little spoon?
I appreciate being the little spoon.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Sensitive new age man here, ladies and gentlemen.
But I'm never the little spoon.
Oh. Okay. Is that
it's just because Renee wants to be.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought there was we're almost having a firm vulnerability non-moment there. Okay. Good. That's his authentic self. I love it. Kids.
How many? Or gender?
What do you want? What's the plan?
Mate, we're looking at 2.
Okay. 2.
Yeah.
Twins?
No. I don't there's a higher risk with twins.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I think having 2, Renee wants 2 girls. I would like one of each.
Which do you want to be older?
I would like to have a son first, but the anxiety she suffers with anxiety. The anxiety of thinking if our number 2 isn't a girl, we're going to have to go for a number 3. It'd just be better for both of us if she had a girl first, and then I'll take the weight off her shoulder, not mattering as much.
Oh, because she wants 2 girls.
She wants 2 girls.
Got it. Understood.
Yeah, so if we have a boy and then have a boy again, she's like, we're going to try a third one. For me, I just don't want 3.
Okay. We shall see. What's wrong with 3?
Nothing wrong with 3.
Okay.
It's a personal choice.
Gotcha. There's also sort of cars and seats and all that sort of stuff as well. You start logistics ticks in my head. Yeah. Wow. Good. You got names picked out?
No.
Do you want some?
Thought about it. Yeah, go.
No, I'm good.
Nah.
I would never do that to someone. Most embarrassing moment?
Most embarrassing moment? I've had so many. Okay, I got one that just came to mind.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't in little athletics, but we used to compete, and one of the events was high jump. And it was in front of my entire class where I did my high jump, got over the bar, and the trainer was like, okay, I just want you to focus more on your run up, your lead up, count your steps, etc. There's mats over there. And I didn't understand that he was meaning just only the run, don't do the jump. And everyone was watching me and then it was like, the environment was very still, very clinical, and everyone just witnessed me run towards the mat at full pace and just jump in the air and land on my coccyx and back and head on like this thin little mat. And I completely winded myself and I was stuck on the floor whilst everyone pointed fingers, including the teacher, and laughed at me.
How old were you?
I was probably about 13.
Oh, poor little Pap.
Yeah.
Teenage Pap.
Yeah.
What did you learn?
I learned jumping on hard surfaces isn't suggested.
The lesson here is, ladies and gentlemen, when you tell Andrew Pap to jump, he just says how high he actually does it. He goes ahead and he does it.
I can put my body on the line.
Good drills.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever stolen anything in your life?
Yes.
Apart from hearts and smiles. I don't want those ones.
Love it.
Yeah.
I worked I was 14 at the time, and I worked at a video store.
So you'd recovered from the jumping incident?
I've recovered from the jumping, barely, still in a wheelchair. No, I was working at a store, and I'd never stolen anything before.
Yep.
And working there with older people who are in a management role and seeing, they'll just get a Mars bar from the counter that would sell and just start eating goods and not paying for it. I didn't understand. And they're like, oh, no, it doesn't matter. And I was led astray, taking full responsibility.
By old people?
I was like, no, just people who could have been 18, 20.
Impressionable.
I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, well, you know what? Who cares? And so I started eating, confectionery and drinking. It doesn't sound like a big deal. It got worse.
Oh, really?
So
I just have to quickly ask, was the first thing you stole a Kit Kat?
No.
Okay, cool.
It was a Mars bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oof, don't tell the Kit Kat. Okay. It got worse?
I don't know if I should even go and talk about this. It just got worse in terms of, it got really bad.
Yeah.
In terms of people.
Well, we're in the ambush now, mate. The walls are closing in.
Yeah, I know. I can feel it.
I always told my bloody parents' credit cards went and bought about $1,500 worth of military equipment. from the local disposal store. And then my dad made me take it back. And the next day, and the jerks gave me $750 for it. And I had to spend $750 worth of work building back that money. Oh, don't worry, mate. They closed down during COVID and I'm not sad about it.
That's great.
God.
That's great.
Favorite body part?
Of who?
You or me? No, you first.
Me first. Favorite body part? I just get this weird feeling that like my heart's going to stop one day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I really appreciate my heart because it does go through a lot of trauma.
Okay.
And looking into the body's physiology and everything like that, I just think, man, we're amazing.
Yeah, gotcha.
We're really amazing in how everything works. And just thinking that this is the engine, this is my ticking piece.
Pretty cool, eh?
That enables me to do A, B, and C. And
yep.
And just having full mobility, like it's hard to choose one piece.
Yeah, gotcha. Favorite muscle group to work out?
Chest is always fun.
Yeah.
Chest always gets you a good pump.
Gotcha. You are renowned for having a good chest.
Oh, well, thank you.
No, pleasure. Favorite body part to train others on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, legs is always fun.
Ugh.
It's taxing, yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
You are an evil person.
Yeah, it's metabolic. Or there's always like huge strength performance.
Okay.
With legs. Like someone's overhead press or bench press is only going to incrementally get bigger.
Yep.
Especially towards, the tipping point of the spear. But when someone's new to training, they start making huge, profound change and improvements with their deadlift and squats.
Okay.
It's good to see. It's good for them to see too.
Gotcha. What is your favorite exercise of all time?
Oh man, I think people know me for my kick sits.
You do.
Yeah.
I hate those things.
Yeah.
I do not have that mobility, but they're impressive.
Yeah. I really enjoy kick sits.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoy.
Is that how you get the Andrew Pap V?
Oh, don't even go
Hey,
there.
mate, I've seen the advertisements.
Oh no.
It better be as good as inside the box as out of the box. Shit, I just forgot. I just made myself blush saying that. You found yourself a magic lamp and have a genie with 3 wishes. What are they in priority order?
Oh, priority order.
Oh, yes. You can't ask small wishes. You can't ask for true love.
Yeah, exactly.
The standard Aladdin rules.
World peace. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, look, mate, I would love to see people treat others the way you want to be treated.
Okay.
I think that would
First wish is culture. I like it.
Yeah. Look, I can ask for $1 billion.
Yep.
I can ask for $1 trillion. It's not going to change the world.
Money doesn't make you happy?
Yeah, like all that stuff. I know that sounds really cliche. But like if you've got an opportunity to actually make a profound difference, whether it's, let's change the environment. Yep. Let's cure all these carbon emissions. Let's make things back to the way they should be. That's just, you can't palm that off.
Okay.
If you've got a conscious.
Bam. So first wish is healing the world, making it a better place for you and for me, as Michael Jackson might say.
Yes.
What about second wish?
Second wish would be, I just feel like life is too short. If I could live longer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That'd be great.
Now, question on this one. Live longer or heal and regenerate faster? Because would you want to be old?
Depends. So if you're healing and regenerating faster, does that mean your cells are doing that too? So you actually just inevitably live longer?
Yeah, but as in, would you prefer to? Good, I like this chicken or the egg.
Yeah, chicken or the egg.
Would you like to be 150 and still be alive, but being fed with a spoon?
Of course
or
not.
would you like to be yourself at 80?
Yeah, I'd like to be living a life of high quality.
Yeah, got you.
Forever. No, not forever, of course.
Yep.
Probably to actually trump that notion would be to find out more about the universe.
Got you.
To know more.
Okay. Well, that can be a third wish, not your second wish.
Okay, well, my second wish is to live longer.
Yeah, got you.
Because I do want to see where the human race goes. I do want to see the advances we make.
I was going to say, I love that your first wish is healing and supporting the world, because especially if we're going to live longer, then there's going to be more people on this earth. So you're really going to be affecting the other wish, which is great. You've already set the conditions for longer lasting life. And then knowing more about the universe, the potential for human expansion. Good. I like these. These are very insightful. You are quite the layer cake here.
Yum yum yum. No, look, I'm a big geek when it comes to the universe and that kind of stuff. I really there's a lot of parts about me that I just don't disclose because not everyone wants to know everything about me. But yeah, that's me.
Favorite hobby?
Used to be surfing. However, I've stopped surfing when I moved to Sydney. Yep. Just too much of a hassle. I really do thoroughly enjoy playing Xbox.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty's been my game. I'm waiting for another game release.
What was it? Pappy Boy?
Pappy Boy.
Pappy Boy.
Slash all these numbers. I don't even know.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you like level 1,000?
No, I don't get to play as much.
I love how the one moment sitting across from you, your face turns to a kid. You're like, I don't get to play as much. Yeah. Like, you can tell there's some rain behind you. Wow.
Oh, absolutely. Like if I had my choice, I would play hours every day.
Sorry, you told me that everyone has a choice.
Oh shit. Yeah. Look, I prioritize.
Good.
I prioritize.
He's going to get serious on me. We're going to keep this light and fun.
Yeah.
Worst habit.
Worst habit was
apart from peeing in the shower.
Yeah,
it's gone now.
Bad.
Killed that.
No, I'm still doing it now.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
I just wanted to prove a point. That's all it was.
Now everyone's visualizing you peeing in the shower.
Yeah,
Thank you for that, mate.
Good. You're welcome. I'm hydrated too, so
good.
It's not
so pee white, read the fight.
Yeah, that's right. Pee white. Yeah. So worst habit. It got to a point where I was so overstimulating myself with podcasts, audiobooks, reading and everything that I was becoming overwhelmed, not retaining anything and getting a little bit anxious.
Okay.
I actually became uncomfortable to be in my own headspace, to be in silence.
Yeah, right.
So I had to break that. Like, I was bringing my phone into the bathroom, into the shower, when I was cleaning the house, into the car. I just didn't stop.
Good. That little anxiety machine.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I end up putting out boundaries in terms of when it's appropriate to be on the phone, and it's been really good.
Oh, good on you. Most disgusting habit. There's some self-accountability here. I'm not going to bring your wife in here to provide this, but we all have something that someone doesn't like. We think it's probably fine for us, but what's... Okay.
I used to get... chewing gum.
Oh, yeah.
Chewy. And I used to put it down in the side of the door frame in the car.
All right.
So there's like a little crevice that you can't see unless you put your fingers down there. But I used to chewing in the morning after drinking a coffee, and the coffee used to be... Because the coffee started staining my teeth.
Yep.
It's just like black coffee.
You do have great teeth.
Oh, thank you. I actually got Invisalign. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, I did as well.
Oh, right.
I got the wires in the back. Too. It's so amazing, eh?
Yeah. Look, I
remember when I did first meet you. You're a very attractive man, but your teeth could have been a little bit better. Now, mate, they are flawless.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, it was something that it didn't take any from my self-confidence. It was more the point that it actually functionally became an issue. Hygienically, it became an issue.
Yeah, for sure.
And my wife is like obsessed with teeth, so she's like,
"You've got problems." The wear and tear. Our whole lives.
Yeah.
A big smile is a good part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So the gum chewing
gum, putting it on the side. My wife hates it.
What was the purpose of putting it there?
I just didn't want to throw it out the window, and then I didn't.
Oh, good. Remember, he hates littering. Hates littering. Okay, fair enough. Gum is like so dangerous for like animals and pets and stuff too. But
yes.
So you would never clean it off afterwards?
From time to time, but then it wasn't
too busy.
Priority. And then your wife finds out, and then she,
Yeah, wow. How does she find it? What's she doing with her hand down there?
No idea. I don't know whether, I think sometimes there's rubbish she puts down there, so she's like trying to pick it up, and then maybe
so
came into contact.
In the conduct of my crime, I came across yours. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, all right. Anything else you'd like to ask me? No, you don't get a chance.
Lucky.
All right, so very, very last one.
Mm-hmm.
If social media crashed tomorrow, what would you do?
I'd just run out to the bush and lose myself, be a complete nomad. No,
really?
No,
okay.
No. If social media finished, it's actually a blessing in disguise. To be perfectly honest with you, I wish it didn't exist. There's a part of me I wish it didn't exist.
Yep.
There's a certain obligation, requirement to continue to post content.
Yes. And engage with those people talking to you.
Correct. Mate, I am like beyond grateful for what's occurred through it, and I understand the importance of it.
Marketing, digital community.
Of course. But it is also very taxing, and it's a part of my life that doesn't give me as much fulfillment as other factors, other things in my life. So it's not a thorn in my side by any means, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about it, but it would force me to then pivot outside of social media and think, okay, well, I'm just going to make it work outside of that, which is a challenge, but I would imagine it would manifest itself to be something that would be better.
Gotcha.
In some ways.
Okay. Do you prefer your online self or your in real life self?
Oh, in real life self. My online self
You are taller in real life.
Yeah, I heard that. My online self is just one layer of myself, and it just doesn't give us enough substance to what I really try and getting out there.
Do you find that so hard in not wanting to over communicate or overwhelm people with, you're a very complex guy in a lot of great ways, in all great ways. But the ability for people to digest all of that in one sitting is too much. So the ability to then forcing yourself to fragment yourself for what you put on a social media, how does that go with you?
Well, I find social media to be more of a catalyst for them to have the choice to whether I want to invest more time in this person. Yep. So it's the Everyday 365, Active Escapes, other things that I run and host. That's an opportunity for me to then disclose more, because people got to choose to, if you're trying to talk about some deep conversations, not everyone's geared that way. Yeah. You've got your shallow swimmers, you've got your deep sea divers. Got it. And boom. I initially thought that the 365 everyone was going to be a deep sea diver. Everyone wanted to know the philosophies, the nuances. But that's not the case. Some people just say, shut up, just give me my training program, my nutrition program, and I want to be by myself.
And give us a flex.
And other people are on the other end of the spectrum. They're like, I want to know everything about myself. I want to know everything about you. Okay. And so you just got to be able to work between. Yeah, right.
It's a bit of a taste test. Allow people to choose their own adventure. Did you ever have one of those books as a kid, the Choose Your Own Adventure books?
No, I've played a game similar to that concept.
Where you read it, it's like if you take this path, turn to page 47. If you don't, turn to...
No, I understand that. No. There's a game that I played that's very much similar to that.
What is this game?
It's called Mass Effect. It's like a 10-year span between 3 games. So the decisions you made in the first game affect what happened in the game 3.
You are a gamer.
They're the only games I really got into.
Okay. Favorite ball game?
I love NBA. Love following basketball. Is that what you meant?
Board game.
Oh, this is board game. Okay.
No.
Board game. Yeah.
Favorite board game is basketball. Good to know.
Basketball.
Favorite board game?
I enjoy Monopoly.
Yeah, for sure.
It does take a long time.
Are you the banker?
Oh, if I'm the banker, don't trust me. I'll put those 500 underneath my board. Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
Did you ever play Mousetrap as a kid?
No, once or twice. Yeah.
Hungry Hippos?
Hungry Hippos are good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Twister.
Oh, really?
Twister was fun.
You were drunken Twister.
Back in the day, man.
He's a married man now, ladies and gentlemen. What's one thing that people don't know about you?
One thing that people don't know about.
What's one thing that people don't know about you that you want them to know?
Okay.
One
thing that people don't know about me that I want them to know.
It's not your heart. It's not your smile. It's not your teeth. It's not an easy question.
It isn't an easy question.
No.
One thing.
And you have been good. Like you have definitely fought your way out of the ambush in every way. So this is a question that actually I wouldn't even know how to answer, but I want to see how you deconstruct the question and how you construct your answer.
One thing that people don't know about me that I want them to know. Well, look, I think it's very easy to have a predisposed concept of someone who looks a certain way, is flaunting on Instagram, social media, is within an industry, and that's normal. But I just want people to know that there's so much more to me than those superficial concepts. Not for my own self-benefit to say, hey, don't paint me in that light, but also for people to go to understand that if you were ever wanting to achieve A, B, and C, like we said previously, don't try to do what people are doing who have succeeded. And I'm not saying that I have succeeded in anything, but don't try to do what people are doing in that position.
Yep.
Do what it takes to get there.
Absolutely.
So if people can understand, okay, well, Andrew actually has this particular mindset. He's actually been through these certain things and has built these certain qualities to get to X. Yep. I think it just benefits them more than being caught in the trap of like, oh, you just gotta have to flex and take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Post about a certain amount of product and that's it. Happy days. Good. That's what I think. I don't know if that answered it really well, but you had me.
Good. He passed the awkward silent test at the end as well. That was good. No, mate, good, interesting answer there as well. I think the key part, the one thing people don't know about you, they want to know about you, might be something that you don't even know about yourself. And that's what's still to come.
Exactly. So there are these quadrants that we have within ourselves.
Oh, look out. Here we go. Quadrants.
Where you know something about yourself that everybody knows.
Yes.
Where you know something about yourself that nobody knows.
Uh-huh.
where there's something that everybody knows about you that you don't know.
Yes.
And then there's something that nobody knows and you don't know about yourself.
I love it.
So you can kind of deconstruct yourself and put certain topics and themes and characteristics of yourself in these certain spots. Like, what are you keeping to yourself?
If you know them.
If you know them, of course.
Yes.
So there's certain things that it's really about trying to put as much out there as possible and not be ashamed or not feel like you have to hide things. And it's about making sure that people understand you and you understand yourself. It's a pretty cool.
Gotcha.
I forgot what the quadrant was.
I'm such a visual learner, so my head is like literally making up these little quadrants, and you've actually just sort of fatigued me a little bit because it's hard for me to do that. So well played.
Yeah.
That was a good shot back across the bow. Cool. Well, mate, it's been a fantastic pleasure getting to know some interesting insights to yourself. You have survived this ambush. We'll give you your junior leadership course, Scout of Honour. You didn't get student of merit, but that's because you're on a solo course here. But it's been a pleasure having you on, mate, getting to know a little bit more about you. And thank you for being authentically you.
Mate, I really appreciate it. I'm a big supporter of everything you're doing, Heston. Mate, I've got your back with what you're doing. I think it's really important, and it's great to see someone stepping up and doing the right thing for people who aren't in the position to do it for themselves. So, mate, my hat off to you.
Oh, thanks, legend. That wasn't pre-scripted, mate. I really, really appreciate it. And you know what? That's what we need more in this community, mate, is a lot of just everyone helping each other for a true and authentic purpose. And if there's not a more authentic purpose than just helping each other be the best that we can be each and every day, regardless of what that is, then I don't know what it is. So it's great knowing that there's guys like you out there setting and leading the example. You definitely help me to be better at what I do. Even just looking on social media, having chats with you, it's great to figure out who you are. So again, mate, thank you so much. And we'll check in next time.
Looking forward to it, mate. Thank you.
Thanks. See you, mate. Thanks for listening to the Voice of a Veteran podcast. We really hope that there were some key takeaways that might help you, be they relatable, be they aspirational. But we're not just here for your entertainment, so please make sure you remember, move on and action from here.
And that's it, guys. If you've heard something here today that has truly helped you, it's our duty to share that information with as many as we can. Support is about being proactive, and that's taking action to better our own lives as well as the lives as many mates as we can.
We love your support getting these messages out, so please subscribe, go to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Voice of a Veteran. Catch you next time.
See ya.